UMAR AHMED, IFL TV, MTK Global, joined by Dean Whyte. Your reaction to Richard's performance just now?
Yeah, it was a good performance. It was a good win, I should say. You know, we're moving on from, where was we, in Manchester?
Sam Hyde.
Sam Hyde. It was a lot better performance than that. You know, Richard's learning on the job, as we all know. Like they alluded to out there and stuff, and he said in there, he's defended his belt, so we're happy. I think he's still got a bit of experience. I think he could have maybe caught him earlier if he stepped out with a double jab, leaned back and caught him with a right. He kept lunging in. That jab, step back, and that right was there all night. You know what I mean? Especially when he was on the ropes as well, catching the hook and encountering with it as well. That was there for him. But listen, that's just experience. You know what I mean? I think he looks good with the jab. He could have stepped it up a little bit more. But it's a good win. That fight, I actually had that, like you said, a 50-50 fight because the experience of McCarthy.
Yeah.
You know, I've watched his fights. He's been championship fights. He's done the distance. He fought the other day recently. A lot of people said this guy's an underachiever, you know, in McCarthy. So, you know what I mean? He came and let his hands go. So I'm proud of Richard. He got the job done, and we move forward and moving forward onto bigger and better things. You know what I mean? But he's still a work in progress. So yeah.
Of course, for the TV viewers on Sky Sports, it's really good to get that knockout as well. Impressive knockout.
Listen, people want to see knockouts. You know what I mean? I don't think anyone's done him over like that, so it's pretty good. You know what I mean? Richard was swinging for the rafters in there at the end. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a good win under his belt. He defends his belt, and we just look for other fights for him to learn and build, and then look forward to the other guys who are fighting. Like you say, you got the other guys, these guys mentioned. They're just a little bit in front of Richard with experience. They've been in championship fights on numerous occasions. Okolie'S and those guys, he's an Olympian. You know, he's been to the Olympics and World Champions and other stuff. So those guys are just a little bit in front. But Richard, if he, you know, sticks to his guns, understands stepping off, doubling with the jab, throwing the right and moving instead of just sitting there tucking up. It's not a good idea to tuck up like that. You know what I mean? Terrible idea. But listen, it's good. He didn't shy away, and he let his hands go a lot more than he did in the Sam Hyde fight. So we're happy, and as a team, we move forward, and we got work to do again.
You brought up Okolie's name. Literally 5 minutes ago, he tweeted about your brother saying he'd beat him.
I saw that. Listen, like they said, it's probably a bit of clout talking. Okolie is not a bad guy. He's a big, strong guy. He's very big for the cruiserweight. I don't know where that comes from. Dillian would eat him for lunch, breakfast, and dinner. It don't make sense. You know what I mean? But listen, you can say what you want. You're in the cruiserweight division where you struggled with. Who did he struggle with? Was it Matty? Was it Matty Askins? Did he fight him?
He fought Askins at Wembley.
Yeah, and he kind of struggled with him. You're not going to kind of get in there with a big old puncher. Obviously, you're going to be able to box and move for a little bit, but eventually the tide will turn and you're going to get trapped into a corner and you get stopped. But it's all just clout chasing. Listen, it is what it is. It's pantomime, boxing and all that. You know what I mean? They're not in the same division.
But why, you know, Richard just fought. You'd have thought he might have tweeted about him. Why do you think he's tweeted about your brother?
He's going to get more of a kickback with mentioning Dillian. You know what I mean? But then you might get the kickback what you're not looking for. The fans might really turn on you. You know what I mean? And say you're an imbecile because you actually struggle with the guys you fight. So it's one of them. But listen, I don't know. Listen, he's doing his thing. He's doing well in his lane, and he just needs to concentrate on that. You know what I mean? Be a smart fella, concentrate on that. And potentially him and Richard will be bidding for a magnificent fight in the future.
Definitely.
And that'll be interesting.
Well, he's got to come through Camacho first.
Of course. Sorry about that, Camacho. But yeah, he's got to come through Camacho. But in the future, whichever way it goes, there's a building block for these guys to get on a mega fight in the future.
All right, Dean Whyte, appreciate your time.
Thanks very much, as always.
And we'll catch up soon, man.
No doubt.